Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the names I love but won't be using video. I got so many requests on this video, like a crazy amount of requests, and I didn't realize how many people wanted to watch this video, and I almost didn't actually do this video until it was like overly requested, because I've actually known our baby's name since I was in 7th grade. And it's like a crazy long story, and this is going to be a separate video of the story of her name. But I've known it since 7th grade, and then Connor and I came up with her middle name in high school, because I guess that's what you do when you're so in love in high school, you come up with your children's names. And it's funny because we only ever came up with a girl's name, and now we're having a girl, and just the way that God orchestrated her whole name is just like such a beautiful story. And so it was just funny because I never actually considered any other name. Like, this was her name, this is her name, and see, people keeps going back and forth. Yeah, so I just like never considered any names. So when I got this request, I was like, what names do I actually like, and would I name a child if like I were to have another girl? And so yeah, I was like just kind of thinking, and I put a list together. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Names that I do love, names that I could love if I didn't know my baby's name already. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get started. So as you guys can see, I'm in baby girl's room, and it's almost finished. I'm super excited to show you guys what it looks like. The last thing I need to put is the decor, and then it will be completely finished. So just a side note, but super excited. Okay, so the very first name that I really like is Clementine, and I didn't know that I liked this name until my family in Texas threw us a baby shower a few months ago. And if you guys remember that video, the theme was a cutie on the way. I was like, what was the theme? It was a cutie on the way, and someone in the comments had said, I really love the name Clementine, I hope you name her Clementine. And I was like, oh, that's a really cute name actually. I really love the name Clementine, and it's just like just this little cute Clementine. So that's one of the names that I've really grown to love, Clementine. If you guys, also as a side note, if you haven't seen Trey Kennedy's video on the next generation of names, I would encourage you to watch it, because all of these names I just kind of laugh in my head because they're so like far out there names, like this new generation of names. And I just think of Trey Kennedy's voice in my head being like, seriously, Clementine? You would name your child Clementine? So I'm so sorry, Trey Kennedy, but it's just such a cute name. All right, so the next name I would say that I really love is Genevieve. And I've just always loved the name Genevieve. It's just so pretty, and so like, I really love old names. I just think they're like just so amazing and just beautiful, and more beautiful than like our generation, I think, of names of like, I really like the name Brittany because it's my name, but like Brittany, Ashley, Jessica, like those kind of names that are just like normal 90s names, I just feel like they're not like elegant like Genevieve. Like Genevieve is so pretty, and some people hate this name, but I just think it's so beautiful. But I first love Genevieve, the name Genevieve, because if you guys watch Supernatural, I did a long time ago, I don't anymore, but I did a long time ago, and Jared Padalecki, I think that's how you say his last name, who's like the tall guy from Gilmore Girls, his wife's name is Genevieve. And just so beautiful, so elegant, just love that name. And I actually like didn't know this, but Connor's like great grandma, her name was Genevieve O'Connor, and just like such a beautiful name, like Genevieve O'Connor, like just so beautiful. So I really love that name Genevieve, and I think I always will. And I don't think Connor likes the idea of naming our child Genevieve because of the person in his family. I think he thinks the name is pretty, but I don't think he would ever want to name our child that. And he's kind of the type of person that he doesn't like to name people after family members. He's not that type of person. He's not like, let's do Connor Krebbs the second, you know, or like his dad's name or whatever. Like, he doesn't like that type of stuff. So because her name is in our family, I don't think he would ever consider naming our child Genevieve, but that's okay. All right, the next name I would say is Alexandra or Alexandria. I really love those names. One, I'm kind of biased because my middle name is Alexandra, and I just think like it's just such a, again, an elegant, beautiful name, Alexandra. And my stepsister, actually, her name is Alexandra, and she shortens her name to Alex. I just think it's so pretty. And actually, like, before I went to high school, and even I tried to do this again in college, I was like, I'm not gonna be Brittany anymore. I'm gonna be Alex. I'm just gonna change my name to Alex. And it never caught on, and it probably will never catch on because that's not my name. My name is Brittany. But I just think the name Alex or Alexandra, Alexandria is so beautiful and elegant and just an amazing name. Again, probably biased, but I just think it is. So, okay, so the next name I would say that I think is really pretty is the name Aspen. And I like this name. I've kind of always liked this name, but I think it's like growing on me more and more because there was a girl who I went to high school with and her name was Aspen, and she's just like the most beautiful human ever. Like when I look at her, I'm like, you're so beautiful. And I feel like people with the name Aspen are just so beautiful. And then of course there's Aspen Ovard, the YouTuber and Instagrammer, and she's beautiful. And I'm just like, if I just give my child the name Aspen, they're gonna be beautiful. And then of course, like I think of the mountain. Maybe it's just in like Colorado, there's a city named Aspen. I don't actually remember anymore. But just everything about that name, it just represents to me overwhelming amount of beauty. And so that's just kind of why I like it. I don't know why, but it's just a pretty name. Next name is Raven. And I love this name because I was always growing up a That's So Raven fan. Like always. I wanted to be African American. I wanted to be Raven. I wanted to be everything that she is, her sass, her comedy, like everything about her. I was like, I just love Raven. And then I heard other people like loving that name and other people having that name and spelling it with like a Y and just the different ways like that you can spell it. You just want so much attention. Mwah. Mwah. So that's just another name that I would name my child. He's like, I'm your child, mom, get out of the way. I think I would possibly name my child Raven for the fact of there's the scripture that I've always loved in Matthew, and my favorite scripture is Matthew 6:34, and it says, therefore I say, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And also I think it's before that, because this is 34. Before that, it's saying like he provides for the ravens and how the birds of the air, he provides for them, and how much more valuable are you than these things. And so it's kind of one of those like beautiful pictures of God always providing for us, is always providing for the ravens, and so how much more is he providing for us. And so I think the name Raven would be really pretty because it's like a symbol of God's provision, which would be cool as like God providing a child for me or for you or whoever it is. And then the next one, I probably wouldn't name her this, but I just have always loved this name, probably because she's a Disney princess, and it's the name Aurora. Aurora is so beautiful. And again, I just love these old, unique, elegant names. They're just so beautiful. And so Sleeping Beauty is one of my favorite Disney movies, just because they're like, I know you. I love that song. It's just so good. And yeah, so I just love that movie, love that name. It's so great. So that's another one. Another one I actually would consider naming my child is Mary. And Mary actually runs in my family. There's I have two Aunt Marys. One's my great aunt, one's my my aunt, my just regular aunt. And I just think it's such a pretty name. And also we live in a town called Marysville, and so I would like consider like, you're Mary from Marysville. I don't know, that would probably be really like terrible of us to name her after the city that she was born in, but it would kind of be funny. So but I just got off the phone with Connor. He called me really quickly and he was telling me all the names that he would not, he was like straight up no. Clementine, Genevieve, he said yes to Alexandra, he said no to Aspen, he said yes to Raven actually, he said no to Aurora, no to Mary, and so the rest actually are no's, except for the last one, but the rest are no's. He was like straight up like no. So the next one is Valentina, and I actually didn't know that I liked this name until there's a girl I follow on social media. Her name is Suzanne, and you guys probably follow her because she's an amazing, beautiful human, but her daughter's name is Valentina, and they nicknamed her Teeny. And it's just such a beautiful, again, elegant, old-timey name and just really beautiful. So I was like, I feel like I would totally name my child Valentina. Like, that is a gorgeous name. Connor said no to it, obviously, so I don't think that we'll ever name our child that, but I would, and right now that's all that matters in this video. So, okay, and then the next 3 names, actually Valentina and Mary kind of go in this too, but as I was thinking about this, I was like, I really would love to name my child something like from Hispanic roots, because I'm Hispanic, my husband is not Hispanic, but I was like, I gotta keep the traditions and the heritage alive. So I was like, what are some Hispanic names that I absolutely love? And the next one is Sophia, which he said no to. But I think the name Sophia is so pretty because it's just like a sweet and lovely name, Sophia. And I don't think I've ever met a person named Sophia that was not just like the sweetest human in the world. Like, Sophia just sounds like the word soft, and I feel like they're just like soft and delicate humans that it would just be like an amazing name to have. So I would totally name my daughter Sophia if I could. The next one, again, he said no to, is Raquel. And again, I just like love the name Raquel. I have no idea what he's doing back there. This one, I don't know if I would actually name my child this. And of course Connor said no, so I can't, but I just think it's a pretty name, and I knew someone in college named Raquel, and just the way that like that comes out of your mouth, like Raquel, is just like, it just flows. I don't know how to like describe it. It's just like a natural, like, Raquel. Raquel. I don't even know, but it's just really pretty, so I would definitely consider that one. And then second to the last one is Amelia, and I can just hear my sister's voices right now because they would be like, Amelia Bedelia. But the name Amelia is so pretty, and Connor said no to it, but I was like, it's like Emily, but like the Hispanic version, Amelia. Again, like such a sweet and soft name, and I feel like when you have a sweet and soft name, you can't be a terrible person. Like, you're just gonna be an amazing child and human in general. So I thought Amelia was a great name. And then the last one that is not a girl's name, but Connor would name our daughter, our son. He wanted to name Samuel, our dog, this. Like, he was just all about this name, and the name is Legend. Like, he loves the name Legend. He thinks everyone and their grandma should be named Legend, and I brought this up to a coworker one time, and I was like joking with them, and I was like, Connor wants to name our daughter Legend, and the coworker was like, oh, that would be a great middle name, and he said her first name, and then he was like, Legend Krebbs, and I was like, no, we're not naming our child Legend. So that's a name that he would totally say yes to if I gave him the green light. But yeah, so all of those names I really love. But again, I probably would only like realistically name our daughter Alexandra or Raven, Mary. I would actually choose Sophia and Raquel too, and probably Valentina. I don't know about the other ones. There's just so many pretty names out there that you can choose from, and these are definitely the ones that I would consider for our next child, unless God presents me with something else. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some name ideas. Her name obviously was not on the list, so if you guys want to guess what her name is, I know some of you already know the first letter of her name. You can comment down below what you think her name is going to be. So comment down below. You can guess her first name and her middle name if you want. Because we already know both. But yeah, so I'm super excited. Hopefully none of you guess it. If you do, then that's awesome, but hopefully none of you do, because I want it to be like complete surprise. But again, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.